Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another quick educational from me. Today I want to focus on correction in a price action analysis. In the recent time, I made a price action workshop. I went over what an correction impulse is. I went over about structures and patterns, and I also talk about continuation and reversal structures. But I still get a lot of questions from you guys regarding how to identify a correction, how to actually understand how they work, and how do we know that they are complete. So I want to make this quick video about explaining what I know about corrections and hope that will help you guys to identify the correction, because we know that the market can only move in two phrases. We can only see an impulsive phrase, we can only see a corrective phrase, and very high probability we're going to get the next impulsive phrase. So let's start with identifying a correction. Okay, so if you notice, I use the trend line to pretty much frame the correction. This is what I always do, is we don't use the trend line for maybe other people using trend line as a support resistant kind of thing. I personally don't use the trend line that way. I use the trend line to really just to draw in where the correction is at, right? We understand that after a period of impulsive phrase, there's going to be a period of consolidation phrase, which is what a correction, which is what we always say structures or patterns. They're relatively the same thing. It's always to identify there is a period of movement that is moving kind of sideways. It's not moving up and down too much, because what it's doing is preparing for the price for the next impulsive move. So you follow me for a while, you always hear me talk about when I identify a correction, there's always going to be at least two swing highs and two swing lows. Okay, I'll go through a few more examples later, but two swing highs and two swing low is an absolute minimum. More the better. If you see a structure that is going to have three or four or five or six swing highs and lows, that's better it is, because that's better to have the next impulsive move to happen. The deeper, the longer, and the lengthier the correction goes, the stronger the next impulsive move will happen. Okay, so two swing highs and two swing lows, and we use the trend line to connect the highs and lows. You notice that I always draw in the trend lines um, once the impulsive move finish. So we know that this is an impulsive move, a period of sharp momentum, fast movement, and after, when we fall into this consolidation phase, I always use the trend line as the first example. So let's say we start looking at this as a first correction, and it's not wrong, because this is an impulse, this is a correction. But once you see this move push up isn't as strong or isn't as impulsive, you understand that it's likely to form a bigger correction. So again, connecting the swing highs and connecting the swing lows is how I'm going to utilize trend lines to identify a correction. So now that we're getting a little bit more in depth into this correction, you can see there's a few swing highs and few swing lows now. And the question I always get is, how do we know it's complete, or how do we know it's finished? Well, to tell you the truth, we as price action trader, we're not 100% sure when a correction is finished. Okay, think about what I just said. We're not 100%. Nothing in trading is certain, right? Nothing in trading is guaranteed or certain. We don't just use a strategy or entering a position just because we see it and we expect this is going to take off 100% of the time. If that's the case, then there's no need of risk management anymore, right? We understand that there is a high probability, a good likelihood of a continuation impulsive move from the market, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, so that's the first thing you understand, because I felt a lot of new traders who get into trading, they learn some strategies and style, they expect it to play out every time. That's not the case, guys. Okay, it doesn't matter what strategy or style you use, it's not going to give you 100% strike rate. It doesn't make sense. Okay, and that's why risk management is super important. Keeping your risk at low and understand that you keeping your reward bid is going to help you in the long run. So, how to undefine the correction is finished? Well, we notice that there's a lot harder time frame, larger structure in the making. There's already a few swing highs and few swing lows. So already that is already a first sign that this correction can finish. But what I usually do for a confirmation is, if we're expecting a bullish impulse, a bullish resume of the previous impulse, so impulse, correction impulse, we understand that there's likelihood to be a lower time frame impulse to start first, and then that leads into a higher time frame impulse. So lower time frame impulse, well, you can see that this is a previous low here, and then price pretty much had a strong bullish impulse. there's a bit of consolidation here before the breakout of this higher time frame structure. And that is that first sign I always talk about when I'm looking for a trade, because you often hear me in my streams and educational video. I talk about we don't want to get stuck in the consolidation phase, because we understand the consolidation phase can go on for a little bit longer, or for a long period of time. We don't know when that will finish, and to get in on the trade while it's correcting is very, very poor, because you're not likely to hold the position that long. You're going to get very emotional to see profit come and profit go, because the price is moving like this. But when you get in on the impulsive move of the market, you're going to see period of fast momentum. Price is likely to be in that impulsive stage of the market, and when you enter that trade, it's going to give you more edge. Okay, so my confirmation will be that breakout, right? People often think, oh, you trade breakouts. Well, I don't trade breakout. It's just how the market moves. When the price is going to complete a correction, it has to break out of that correction first, right? That's how the price is going to continue. So once we see that lower time frame breakout from the higher time frame correction, there's always going to be some sort of lower time frame continuation. That is should be that sign for you that this higher time frame correction is finished. We have that lower time frame continuation. We understand the nature of the market, impulse, correction, impulse. So we know that there's a good probability that this impulsive move will kick in and will continue to resume to the upside. Okay, so let's give you guys a few examples of what I see in different markets. Again, different time frame, different market, it doesn't matter, right? So don't just take my word for it. Really, just use some time to backtest the strategy, to backtest the market, to backtest the chart. That will give you your brain and your mind a lot simpler to understand everything, and will make you more confident to trade these type of setups. So when I look at Kiwi Cat here, well, we know that there is a potential reversal structure in the making. This is a ascending channel that I talk about. I'll make sure I link a bunch of price action videos below for you to understand structures and patterns a little bit better. But again, we're seeing two swing highs and two swing low. This was the previous impulse. This is a correctional phrase. We're getting a reversal structure. We know that there is likelihood of a next impulsive move to happen. Okay, and that's exactly what it is. The price had that strong bearish breakout, strong bearish momentum to the downside. Okay, and what to confirm the correction? Well, once this correction breaks out, there is that lower time frame continuation correction to show you that this correction is finished and that we're likely to resume the bearish move to the downside. Understand that if you understand multi-time frame analysis, this is the ascending channel that I just pointed out. We're in the higher time frame ascending channel as well. So multi-time frame analysis. Higher time frame gives you ascending channel, lower time frame gives you ascending channel, lower time frame bearish impulse, lower time frame continuation correction. So all that is working in your favor to be looking for an execution. And understand that a correction, like I said, sometimes it can go on forever, right? This move has to break out first to confirm that this correction is over. A lot of times price hit to the bottom of the trend line, bottom of the structure, and then it reverses and just forms a bigger correction before the next down move. And that happens a lot as well. And this is why I mentioned earlier in the video that we as price action trader who trades impulses and correction, this type of price action analysis, we understand that not every single time when we think this correction is over that it's going to work, and that's why we wait for confirmation. Okay, so wait for confirmation breakout, wait for confirmation correction. And even if you enter a trade from the top, you understand when we hit the bottom, you want to adjust your stop loss, you want to make sure you're in profit, because there's a likelihood the price move up and then move down or move up several times like this before the next down move. And this period of the time is where I always tell people, don't get trapped in the consolidation phase, because the correction can go on forever, and you entering the trade while in the middle, It's not going anywhere. You're not making profit. You're not really losing money either. But what it's doing to you is it creates a very negative emotion mindset because you're seeing profit comes, profit goes, profit comes, profit goes, profit comes, profit goes. And sometimes you might just get fed up with it. You're seeing the price is almost reaching your stop loss. You manually exit just to see that strong bearish push down after. And that creates a huge emotional drama. And you're not likely to be following your trading plan anymore after something like this. And you're going to randomly take a lot of trades, revenge trade, over leverage, etc. That leads into a trader blowing their account. So another example here on Tesla. So again, I'm just doing different markets, different time frame to give you a better understanding of it. So again, we're in a bullish trend, right? We understand the typical understanding of impulse correction, impulse, correction, impulse. So again, how to identify that correction? Well, if we look closely here, this is the same example that I talk about in Binance Coin, right? We have a first initial push up, that's the impulse, and we see that there is a potential correction in the making because it has a few swing highs and few swing lows, and price isn't moving up and down too much. So that completes that correctional structure that we talk about. And again, when the correction breaks out, when the correction finishes, there's that lower time frame continuation, right? That is going to be your sign of a correction completes, and we get the next impulsive move. So after the next impulsive move, guess what happens again? Well, after the impulsive move, price falls into a deeper consolidation, another correction in the making, and another few swing highs and few swing lows. So like I said, the more the better, right? The more the better. And once the correction finished, we have that strong bullish impulse, and then followed by a lower time frame continuation to push the price higher. Okay, and that is how you should be able to identify a lot of correction in the market, because that is the typical way of how the price will move. Correction can come in various sizes though, right? Sometimes you're going to get these kind of pennant expanding kind of structures. You're going to get kind of flag kind of channel. You're also going to get a reversal, inverse head and shoulder kind of structures. Remember, there's are many different correction structures, but I did point out pretty much the most common ones in my educational videos, so check the links below to identify them. And last one I go over is gold. Okay, so gold, again, I made several posts here, and this is one of the trade I actually got in, is that when we see a sharp bearish impulse down, followed by a bullish reversal. Bullish impulse up, I remember I talk about this, is what we call a reversal impulse, because after the impulse push up, there is no continuation here. Instead, it's a reversal impulse, and it's following by some sort of correction in the making. You can tell again, using the trend line to frame the correction, to frame the price action, you understand that there's a few swing highs and few swing lows. And if we dig even closely here, multi-time frame analysis, within this larger correction here, guess what we're seeing here? While we see an ascending channel pushing up, I also see a head and shoulder pattern, and I also see a bearish breakout, bearish continuation. So all that I just mentioned, that's in one correction, but you understand within the correction, there's likely to be more corrections, so structures within structures, correction within correction. And our job as a trader is to identify when that correction is likely to finish, and have a trading plan, have a risk management, have a way to identify these trades, enter these breakout trade, enter the trade so that we reach the previous low and you have good risk reward, 3 to 1, 4 to 1 usually. And the most important is to understand when that correction finish, right? Few swing highs, few swing lows is always something that I look for. And within that structure, is there more structures within structure to give you that confluence, to give you that confirmation that the correction is likely to finish, and you can comfortably enter these positions with a pretty good risk reward for the long run. Remember, trading is about consistency, sustainable approach. Okay, we're not here to make massive wins or massive percentage return per month. Okay, that usually leads into a lot of over trading, a lot of over leverage trading. We're not here to do that, right? As consistent and sustainable trader, we identify price action, we understand what correction is, we understand how a correction is formed, and we're getting ourselves ready for the next impulsive phrase. And that's going to give you a better edge because it maximizes your risk reward. You can be a lot more comfortable entering these trades knowing that we're in the impulsive race because we just complete a correction. Okay, so to wrap everything up again, to repeat everything about corrections, let's just dig into what I mentioned here in the beginning. Um, at least two swing highs and two swing lows of a correction, right? So using the trend line to frame the structure, to frame the price action so that you know there's a few swing highs and few swing lows. You're connecting the highs and lows so that it looks like there is a correction, there's a period of consolidation, right? You also understand a correction is always likely to happen after a impulsive phrase, and it also leads into the next impulsive phrase. So it's kind of in the middle. So you always understand a strong move is always followed by a correction and followed by the next strong move. So impulse, impulse, and then in the middle is the correctional phrase, the correctional structure. So any time frame, any market, we talk about that. You can identify the structure on the 4 hour, on the higher time frame, on the daily, weekly, and on the 1 hour, on the 15 minutes, you're going to see similar structures, similar patterns. The more the better. I always talk about within this larger correction, if you see more correction in the middle, the more bullish correction in the middle to give you a bias, that's good because you're looking for a bullish bias, right? I say bias because nothing is for certain in trading. Nothing is 100%. I say bias is because I'm looking for a bullish bias because I have a bullish bias for an upside. I understand that a correction is here to correct the previous impulse, and we have a higher probability that the next impulse will happen. And I'm trying to capitalize on that. Okay, so multi-time frame analysis, structures within structures, corrections within corrections. Larger correction in the making, great. Lower time frame correction here, better, because that leads into the beginning of the next impulsive run. So there it is, guys. That's my quick breakdown of impulse and correction. I really want to show you guys that when you're really understanding a correction, when you really understand that a correction is in the making, you know that there's going to be a completion of that correction eventually. And if you have a strategy to capture these kind of move, if you have a good risk management to capture these kind of move, the profit, the it will come, right? You just have to be patient waiting for a correction to complete. I found a lot of new traders don't have that patience, don't have the emotion to just sit on their hands, wait for a larger correction to complete, and get in on the next impulsive run. All right, everyone. So that is my break on correction, specifically how to identify them, how to join the trend lines, and really how to capitalize on it for that you can capture the next impulsive run. So any question, comments, or feedback, please let me know below, and I will chat with you guys all next time. All right. Thank you very much.